What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here with some hot topics, you guys. So this is gonna be the final hot topics of 2021. So this is gonna be the hot topics for the week of December 27th through December 31st, which is New Year's Eve. And I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, you guys. So before we go ahead and just get into the hot topics, I want you guys to go ahead and stop taking me out on this date and having me foot the bill at the end of it. Do me a favor by turning your notifications on, subscribe to the channel, liking the video, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, you guys, let's discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so we're gonna first start up, and this is not even a part of my notes, right? So we're just gonna start up and we're just gonna have a little bit of a conversation with each other for just a few minutes. So I'm trying to give you guys a detail. I'm trying to give you guys at least 40 minutes of hot topics. So it is currently 9:56 or 57-ish, right? Here in Texas. So I'm gonna try to give you guys a lengthy one. So I'm gonna try to go up until about 10:30. We'll see. But yeah, so this is hot topics. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the New Year. So I hope you guys are getting this December 31st. So you guys will see me again. I just don't necessarily know if you guys are gonna see me on January 1st. If you guys don't know, January 1st, my grandmother passed away in 2013. So tomorrow will literally make 8 years since she passed away. And every year, like clockwork, I go to her grave and I put flowers on her grave. And I spend a little time with her and my mother, right? So we'll see. If I can find a picture of my grandmother, I'm gonna put her right there so you guys can see my big mama. No, I gotta do it. I have a picture of my big mama, so yeah, I'm gonna let you guys see her. So yeah, tomorrow makes 8 years that she's been gone. So I know Ready to Love comes on tonight, and I'm gonna try to do Ready to Love tomorrow. If I don't do it, you guys will definitely see Ready to Love on Friday. Not Friday, but on Sunday. Because no Love and Marriage Huntsville. We don't have Power Book 2. It's been really interesting these last few days not having anything to record, right? After Love and Hip Hop's family reunion, I've had a free week, and it's really been cool to just kind of sleep in and not have to worry about doing a video. I was thinking I was going to do Real Housewives of Orange County yesterday, but OC didn't come on Wednesday night, so I was like, oh, okay. But next week we'll be back up and running because I know the Oval is back next week. I know Love During Lockup premieres next week. So everything will be back next week. So we'll be back to a regular schedule next week. But for New Year's, you guys, I hope New Year's Eve, I hope you guys have a safe one, you guys. Be safe out there. Like I always say, be safe, you guys. And especially in this time that we're in where the Omarion is around and, people are contracting it. I just want you guys to, if you guys do go out and celebrate tonight, be safe, you guys. Definitely be safe out there. If you guys go out to parties, socially distance if you can, mask up, and pull it down to drink, right? If you got to drink, and put it back on. Or somebody should come up with a mask, where you can open it. I think somebody has where you can open it and drink or eat and then close it, right? But yeah, do that, you guys, and yeah, just be safe out there, you guys. And if you're drinking, don't drive. Call a Uber, a Lyft. Look for. I know Dallas, our transit station, our transit. I know it runs later on, and that's the train itself. I know the train runs a little bit late on New Year's Eve. So yeah, if you guys go out, be safe. Be safe on every account. Don't drink and drive. Socially distance. Wear your mask. Wear your mask, you guys. I just want you guys to come back into 2022 with me so that way we can continue to talk about hot topics, talk about these TV shows, talk about everything that we got to talk about, you guys. And I want you guys to come with me on some journeys for 2022 that I'm going to embark on. So yeah, I just want you guys to definitely just have a great night. If you got, like I said, once again, if you choose to go out, and I think I might have a Lyft or Uber code. If I have them, I'll drop them down in the description bar. If I have them, I have to look and see. But yeah, if you guys go out, drinking, well, drink if you want to. Hell, stay at home. Pop a bottle at home. If you smoke a little green, smoke a little green at home. Do everything at home if you want to. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, but hey, what I am here to say to you guys, I'm just going to implore to you guys to be safe. Be safe, be safe, be safe. And what does that mean? Social distance, wear your mask, don't drink and drive. Those are my top 3 things, right? So with that, you guys, we're going to go ahead and discuss some more. We're going to go ahead now and get into the actual hot topics, you guys. All right, you guys. So remember, I said this a few weeks ago, right? Where we have literally just been talking about death. Like we start the year out with death and we end the year with death. And this year is no exception. We're ending the year with a death, right? Two, actually, to be more precise. NFL legend John Madden, he passed away. Now, I don't know when he passed away. I just saw it. I think I saw it Wednesday when I was scrolling through Instagram that he passed. And I was like, oh, wow, that is, So both of the people that I'm going to extend a rest in peace to don't necessarily know how they died. I don't know if they died from old age or if they had some other complications, so we don't know. But John Madden, he passed away. And then Archbishop Desmond Tutu passed away as well. And like I said, just like with John Madden, I don't know how Desmond Tutu passed away. So you guys, we're going to definitely extend a rest in peace to them. We're going to send our love and our condolences to their friends, their families, the millions of people who love them. So we're definitely going to just say rest in peace to those great men. And with that, we're going to move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story we're going to talk about is Kim and Kanye. So I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. At this point, I'm literally tired of Kim and Kanye West. At this point, it's just like, damn, each and every week I see them in the news, and it's always Kanye. Kanye. Granted, they are going through a divorce, right? And Kanye has a girlfriend. Kim is with Pete Davidson, right? Very odd pairing. I would have never pegged Kim with Pete Davidson. And I watch SNL every Saturday night. Love SNL, right? But I would have never. I mean, Pete Davidson must got something going on because he's with her. He was engaged to Ariana Grande. Who else has he been with? I mean, he's been with some very big name women. And I'm just like, wow. I know Pete was getting some of his tattoos removed because Pete has a lot of tattoos and some of them are very weird looking. Some of them look really awkward. I was like, because he was doing a sketch on SNL and he didn't have a shirt on. I was like, oh wow, those tattoos look. No, he's in a movie. That's what it was. It was a movie he was in and I saw those tattoos. I'm like, oh wow, those tattoos look rather interesting, so to speak, right? But yeah, but Kim and Kanye, right? You guys know they're going through the divorce. Like I said, she's with Pete, he's with some girl. But he still wants to profess his love to Kim. He's still somebody he wants to be with Kim. I'm like, really? I don't know what to believe. Do you guys believe that Kanye wants to still be with Kim, or do you think it's a fact of if I'm not gonna be with you, I don't want anybody else to be with you? Let me know what you guys think about that because that's the vibe that it gives me. It actually kind of gives me like a Lifetime movie vibe. If we're being honest, it gives me a Lifetime movie vibe. Like how when a woman, and it's kind of reversed, right? Like how in the Lifetime movies, the women are with these men and they break up and then they go cuckoo crazy over them, right? And then the man moves on to another woman and then the woman starts stalking that new woman that he's with and him, and she starts doing crazy, she starts doing things to her and to him. Actually, it's not just a Lifetime movie. There's been some movies of recent. Obsessed, that movie that had Michael Ealy in it with, was it Sanaa Lathan? That movie with Mike Epps in it. So yeah, Actually, so I guess we do see some reverse, right, where it's men and women. But it just gives a Lifetime movie where, like I just said, the woman or the man breaks off the relationship with someone that they were with, husband, boyfriend, or someone from their past, right? The person goes crazy and they snap, and then they start stalking her, him, whoever their partners. They start doing things, maybe slash a tire or leave something on the doorstep. Or if you guys can't tell, I watch a lot of movies. So it just gives that vibe with Kanye. But like I said, with Kanye, I don't think he'll go that route. He just gives the vibe that if I can't be with you, I don't want no other man to be with you. Like, I know what I had when I was with you, and I don't want nobody to have that, right? So Kanye has now purchased a house that is across the street from Kim's house, right? And just yesterday, I read that he's going to tear the house down that is currently there and build up a new house, right? So, okay. My thing for Kim is run. Because it can be a good, it's like one of those catch-22s, right? It's a good thing and it's a bad thing, right? Because it's a good thing because when it comes to Kim and Kanye and the kids, with them co-parenting, the kids, they don't have to be shuffled. I mean, they're still gonna be shuffled between house and house, right? But they don't have to be like, mom lives here, but dad lives all the way across town, right? And we have to travel across town to see dad. And it doesn't have to be a situation where, Kanye can, where, I don't know, I'm saying Kanye would do this, but how some men do when it comes to their kids. They be like, oh, traffic was too bad. Oh, my car broke down. This happened. Da 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 da. Right? You know how some men do. So that nips all of that in the bud. So he can't really say that kind of stuff, right? Which I'm not saying that Kanye would say that, but it would just kind of nip that in the bud, so to speak, right? So also, but on the negative side, right? With Kim dating, I wouldn't want here's a perfect example. Melody and Martell Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know Melody and Martell got a divorce, right? You guys remember in this past season when Melody went on that date, that Martell came to the restaurant she was at with the guy to record her, right? So it could be a situation where, where like if I want to have a gentleman caller over, I'm talking as Kim, right? I want to have a gentleman caller over, but my ex-husband is right across the street. I don't want him peeking out his window like, who is that? Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know, I have a birthmark right there in my eye. So yeah, it would be a situation where he could peek out the window and be like, who can come over there? Is that Pete? I want to go fuck that nigga up, right? So it couldn't be, so yeah. So yeah, you get something like that. But I don't think that's what it is. But I do know that he doesn't want anyone to be with her. That's all I gotta say. I know he doesn't want anybody to be with Kim. If it can't be him, he don't want her with anybody. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Do you guys see where I'm coming from? What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing that Kanye has a house across the street from Kim? That way he's closer to the kids? Or do you think that it is a good thing that he can be closer to kids, but it's also a little bit alarming as well, right? And then the other thing I will say is we don't know how this divorce is going, right? We don't know what's going on with this divorce, if they're in a good space or if they're not in a good space. So it begs the question. But yeah, you guys, we're gonna move on to the next story. All right, you guys. So the next story is we're gonna talk about our girl Nene Leaks. I've been talking about Nene for a while now. For the last few weeks, I've been talking about Nene, right? So you guys remember, so actually the last time I talked about Nene had not come out and revealed that she and that guy were in fact in a relationship, right? People were still speculating if Nene was actually in the relationship with that guy. But Nene did confirm that she was in a relationship with him. Speaking of which, there's another guy, a young guy that came out this past week with videos of Nene in the club. She was in the club doing this. She was out on the camera. You could clearly tell Nene was drunk, right? So then he posted a picture of Nene in bed with him, passed out, drunk, and he didn't have no shirt. I'm like, dude, you look very you look like you are using her for an opportunity to put your name out there for people to know who you are, but it's not a good look. Like, I hadn't found myself want to go dig deeper and find out who this guy is, because he just gives very much opportunist vibes, right? And I heard that he's a rapper, but I'm like, I'm so not interested in him whatsoever, right? So then also, he made a Facebook, not a Facebook, why did I say Facebook? Well, I guess Facebook because it's owned by, Instagram is now owned under Facebook, right? But he made an Instagram stories, right? He was ranting and talking about Tamar Braxton, right? And he talked about how he knew Tamar was fake when he first met her. I'm like, huh? Where'd it come from, bro? You mad because Tamar got in the comment section? I think it was maybe Shade Room or somewhere. And said how this ain't the look. It's not. And, Dr. Heavenly even spoke out this week about Nene, right? And I'm going to give you guys my point of view of what I think about Nene, right? I've already told you guys what I think. but I'm going to actually go further and I'm going to dissect what I really think is going on with Nene, right? One, I believe Nene is doing everything that she can under the sun to get back onto reality television, right? So she has two storylines. She has this new boyfriend who is married. I'm going to keep saying allegedly because I don't know for a fact that he is, but he's married allegedly. I know I've heard people say, I think I heard Aaron from House of Aaron say that he's going through a divorce, right? Let me know what you guys think about that, right? When you are going through a divorce or you're separated from your spouse, do you think it's okay for, one or both parties to date? Do you think that? I think that it's okay if you guys have no intentions of getting back with your spouse. If you have any intentions of getting back with your spouse and working it out, I think it's then okay for you to go ahead and then move on to a new relationship, right? Now, going back to what Heavenly said, I agreed with Heavenly. I don't know if I would necessarily, especially in Nene's position, right? Nene is a widow and she's still grieving the loss of Greg, right? I don't necessarily know if I would have posted my business so soon. I would enjoy my relationships with whomever, right? If it's the young guy or if it's the African guy, right? I would enjoy our time together and it just be us. If I want some close friends and family to know, then we'll do that. But as far as letting the public know, that's not necessarily something that I would say. And I know that a good chunk of the pictures and videos that have been taken of Nene have been down at the Lenithia, right? More than likely, right? So I would ask my patrons, not to snap pictures of me with my friends and my family, right? But I do know that last week when it was her birthday, that, Portia was there and Shamia was there. And you guys know that Portia, Shamia, and Nene took a picture with their guys, right? So but at that point, I think people had already saw the pictures of them and people were speculating that they were in a relationship, right? So Christmas Eve, she was in the car with him and she was doing a story and she panned the camera over to that gentleman, right? And I think it was before Christmas Eve that she actually came out and said that they were involved in a relationship with each other, right? So back to what I was saying. I go all around the sun. I talk a lot and I go around the sun. But back to what I was saying about Nene and her grief, right? We all know that Greg has been gone since. Has Greg been? I don't even know if Greg has been gone a full 6 months at this point. If he has, if it really feels like just yesterday that the news came out that Greg had passed away, right? But for Nene, I know she's still grieving and mourning the loss of her husband, right? Now, what I will say is we don't know what the particulars of their relationship was prior to Greg passing. They could have been, two friends. At that point, they could have, been two friends and she was just there supporting him. We don't know what the particulars of the relationship was, right? But what we do know is that Nene definitely loved Greg immensely, right? And I think from what I'm seeing with Nene, because like I've dealt with it. I haven't lost a spouse or anything yet. But I'm saying yet, like I have a spouse, I don't have a spouse. But I haven't lost someone like that, right? But I have lost my mom and my grandmother, right? And I know what that grief feels like. And sometimes you just do things to kind of lessen, the pain so that you don't necessarily feel it. So you feel it with things and people, things, objects and people, right? Some people can replace it with alcohol, drugs. Some people can replace it with getting in a relationship with someone that ordinarily you probably wouldn't do, but at the time you're grieving, right? So I kind of wonder, like I said a minute ago, I do believe that part of it is Nene wanting to get back on reality television, but I also do feel like a part of it is her grief, right? Like I said, with grief, we cope in different ways, and I feel like this is a part of her grieving process, right? She was with Greg for years, and now she is finding herself in a position where she doesn't have her life partner. They said so death do us part, and now death has parted them. So, what is she gonna do with her? What is she gonna do with herself, right? She can throw herself into her work, but that you can only do that for so long, right? So why not find someone that can be there, we can have fun, and I don't have to deal with it day by day, the loss of my husband or my wife, right? So I think that might be the stage that Nene is in. Yes, I do believe that it is part of her trying to get back on reality TV, but the other side of me does believe that that is her grief. She's doing things to kind of numb the pain of losing Greg. You guys can let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. And with that, we're going to move on to the next story. But we see you, Nene. We see you. All right, guys. So the next story that I want to talk about, let's go ahead and talk about some reality TV, right? So we got a lot of things to talk about in the reality TV spectrum, right? And some of this stuff I just saw literally yesterday when I was doing, getting my notes together for Hot Topics, right? So the first thing that I want to talk about is, this one I saw recently, earlier in the week, because Kim Pyre, he talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you guys know that Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 is currently filming, right? I don't know how much longer they have to film season 14, right? And I know we can expect Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 coming up in the spring of 2022, right? We all know who the cast is, right? We know we got Kenya, Drew, and Candy returning as full-time housewives, right? We have Sonya as a new housewife. We have She Ain't Got It coming back. I don't know if she's a housewife or she's just a friend of. We've heard about Monietta Shaw filming with the ladies as a friend of. We've heard about, who else have we heard filming with the ladies? We've heard about Angela Simmons. She filmed with the ladies. Light-skinned Keisha brown-skinned Keisha. She filmed with the ladies. And then who else filmed with them? I know that there's another friend of, because I watch House of Aaron. I know Aaron has talked about the fact that Drew threw some doggy treats at one of the new friends of. I know Sonya and Drew have issues with each other. We all know Marlo and Kenya unfollowed each other. And actually just yesterday, Aaron reported on the fact that Drew is now followed by Kenya. Interesting, right? So you guys remember I said to you guys that going into season 14, I'm going to give Kenya has a clean slate with me. My best friend says she doesn't with her. But yeah, Kenya has a brand new slate with me. So we'll see what Kenya is giving in season 14, right? But the ladies all, excuse me, I didn't mean to burp. So production had to pause on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because someone in the crew came down with a case of COVID, right? So they shut down the show. I know Candy was on quarantine because I follow Candy on YouTube. She does her show, and I watch her show, and then I'm part of her texting group, and she'll text people, right? So I did know that Candy was quarantining before Christmas, right? And I think they're still off until after the New Year, right? So they'll probably resume filming in the New Year. I think with a lot of the housewives, because we know other housewives that I know about, there are 3 that are currently in production, right? And 2 of the 3, they've had to shut down filming because the cast members or crew have come down with a case of COVID, right? Beverly Hills shut down because Garcelle got COVID and someone else in Beverly Hills cast got it. I can't remember who it was. But Garcelle got it and they shut that down. And a few days later, Garcelle came back and said she was fine. Speaking of that, you guys know the CDC has, lessened the days that you need to be in quarantine if you come in contact with someone who has COVID or is asymptomatic, right? It's now 5 days instead of the 10. So back to what I was saying. Beverly Hills shut down. I think they're back filming now. I know that they are filming, their interviews, because we saw some interview looks, and I believe Atlanta is the same way, right? Atlanta has filmed some interviews because I saw a picture of Kenya where she actually looked really beautiful in her new interview. I saw a picture of Kenya, and I believe I saw a picture of Candy. I haven't saw Drew. I haven't saw Sheree. She ain't got it, and I haven't saw Sonya. But I know that both shows are probably in the middle of still filming, but they're also doing some post-production stuff, right, where they talk. And I don't know how Housewives does it, because I know like back in the day with Bad Girls Club, they would wait to the end of the week to get the girls in their interview looks, and they would ask them their questions, right? But I think with Housewives, they probably do them in segments. They probably do them in segments because that's why we get different, that's why we get outfit changes, right? But back to what I'm saying. Atlanta was on, production has stopped. I think Beverly Hills is back filming, and I know Dubai, they're still filming. I don't know when Dubai is scheduled to, stop filming. So I feel like with Housewives, with Housewives, like Housewives of Dubai and Beverly Hills and Atlanta, I thought those were coming in the spring at some point, right? And I'm interested in all three of them. I'm going to review all three of them. So yeah. But yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta production has been halted, right? In the next bit of reality TV news that we got to talk about, let's talk about Mia Thornton, right? So if you guys haven't been on Instagram or Twitter, right? So you guys remember that Nicki Minaj hosted the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 4, right? We did the review. The review is on the channel, and if you guys want, you guys can go and find it right in the video, not in the video. You guys can go find it on the channel. So I saw that Zelle, Wendy, and Ashley, they had all, I saw it yesterday while I was on Twitter, and I saw that Zelle had posted that Wendy had sent her daughters, some Gucci gifts, and they were purses. I'm like, oh, that is so sweet, right? So then Wendy got on Instagram as well and said, she was out of the country, but she heard that Nicki Minaj had sent her kids some Christmas gifts as well. So then this morning, before I came on camera, OMFG Reality, he had posted, excuse me, y'all. He had posted a video of Ashley Darby dancing. God, if she has no rhythm whatsoever, but the hair, I will give her that. Her hair is beautiful, right? So she was dancing, and I went to her Instagram, and I saw that, she thanked Nicki Minaj, right? So then I was on Ashley's Instagram stories, right? And Ashley had posted this thing of Mia. So I guess Mia must have went on a rant yesterday about Nicki Minaj not sending her kids anything, right? But then Nicki, she had a post, and Nicki was like, my team tried to find out which one of these Instagrams is yours, and we couldn't find it, so we couldn't do anything with you. But she said, send me the Addy. I'm like, see, Nicki is better than me, because Mia had already tried right after the reunion when, Nicki had tweeted, not even tweeted, she put it on Instagram. No, she didn't tweet this, that she had gotten Mia's ass, and she's like, nobody can get in my ass. And then she talked about how she liked Mia and Robin, right? But Mia took what she said as shade, and she just went off, and I'm just like, girl, honestly, sit down and shut up. Like, I really hope that Mia doesn't come back for season 7 of Real Housewives of Potomac. I really hope she doesn't, right? And the funny thing is, I went to Nicki Minaj's Instagram today to see, of the Real Housewives of Potomac who she's following. It is hilarious to me. She's following everyone with the exception of Candace. And Candace isn't following her as well. Child, I was really bored when I did that, because I just thought about that. Because I've been looking at people when they look on Instagram to see who's following who and who's not following who. I just thought it was interesting, right? Because like I said, I was on Ashley's Instagram, so I just wanted to see if Nicki was actually following them. And she's following her boy Robin, Saturn's Rings, Hey Arnold Stewie, Karen, and Mia and Escala. She follows everyone but Candace. And I'm like, maybe Candace, but like I said, Candace isn't following her. That's interesting, right? I wonder if they blocked each other, or if they just said, hey, it's cool, we ain't gotta follow each other. it ain't that. I mean, it really ain't that big of a deal to get a celebrity to follow you. Because when I see people who who TV shows I watch and they follow me or they DM me, I be like, oh wow, you know about little old me. It'd be interesting, right? It's interesting, right? Because it's interesting. Like BT, not BT. Yes, actually, yes. BT has reached out to me via tweet, right? They've tweeted me, they've quote retweeted me, and I'm like, y'all know who I am. Lena Waite's production team reached out to me last year. I was like, wait a minute, you know me, me, me. Karen Moore from the Oval follows me on Instagram. I'm like, me, him. You like me? Um, Own has, used to follow my old Twitter, and they've, sent me packages. Him. It's just, I'm like, okay, I'd be interested. I'm like, okay, that is interesting, right? So we're almost at 10:30, you guys, but I'm gonna keep going for you guys. So also in the last bit of reality TV news. So if you guys have not saw yet, so it's been reported by TV Deets that former Real Housewives of Potomac star Monique Samuels will be making her return back to reality TV. And I know a lot of you guys will be happy about that, right? I actually follow someone on Twitter, and he was talking about the fact that he wants Monique to come back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, right? And I tweeted to him like, I prefer not for her not to come back. And he's like, I get what you're saying, right? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I like Monique, right? But I don't think Monique needs to come back to the show. He says, she needs her redemption. I'm like, the only way Monique can redeem herself with me, because after Monique left Real Housewives of Potomac last season, I just didn't like how she operated, right? Because it gave very much obsessed, right? She tweeted about them. She made that damn Binder Chronicles series that I did not watch because I thought it was just cringeworthy, right? But allegedly, Monique and Chris Samuels would be taking their talents. Shout out to LeBron James for them. They would be taking their talents from Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac, to Bravo's Real Housewives of Potomac over to OWN under Carlos King, and they're going to be getting a spinoff of Love and Marriage, right? So Love and Marriage is now going to be turning into a franchise, right? So we'll be getting Love and Marriage Huntsville DMV, right? So they are scheduled to start filming in January, which is literally next week, right? But they didn't say that they're going to start filming next week. They just said January of this year, 2022, right? So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing Monique back on the Real Housewives, no, not Real Housewives, but on Love and Marriage DMV. My thing with Monique is you do realize that, granted, we all love Carlos King, right? But have you watched any of his shows and how messy they are? His shows are right up there with the Real Housewives, right? Love and Marriage Huntsville, a mess. Bell Collective, a mess. Speaking of Bell Collective, is that coming back, you guys? Because I really don't know. Also, speaking of which, there is a new reality show that I believe it premieres next Friday on OWN called Selling It in the ATL. But yeah, so what are we talking about? But yeah, Monique, have you not watched the shows? Bell Collective, BET presents the Encore, Love Marriage Huntsville. The next 15 didn't watch that show. Hollywood Divas. Oh, Carlos, can you please bring Hollywood Divas back? I would love that to come back, right? But if you do bring it back, can we ixnay the twin, Malika? Because Malika was very boring in that last season. Honestly, I did not like Malika because Malika in that last season, she got too involved with the women's drama. That drama with the women had been going on for seasons, right? The drama between Lisa Wu and Golden Brooks and Countess Vaughn, as well as, what is her name? Oh, God. All I can ever say is Joy when I see her, because I remember her mostly from Joy from Friday, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So their issues had already been established. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about that. And we're going to move on and talk about the last two stories, right? All right, guys. So the next to last story is that lady who was linked with Jeffrey Epstein, Gershling, whatever her name is. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So her trial has been going on, right? And we talked about it. Honestly, you guys, I never really expected for her to make it to trial, especially after what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, right? You guys know they say allegedly that Jeffrey Epstein took himself out, right? I don't really believe that. I think that some higher ups got to Jeffrey Epstein, right? That's what I think. Because, I mean, that man could have brought down a lot of people, you know who included, right? But Gasoline, whatever the fuck her name is, right? She's irrelevant to me. So, like I said, her trial has been going on, right? And is she in her 60s, right? So, she has been found guilty on 5 of the 6 charges that she was, facing, right? And I think I saw on it was either, I think it was a Jasmine brand or Ball or one of the two. I think once she goes to sentencing, I think she can get. I think the max was at least 70 years, right? Suffice it to say, she's not gonna last however many years they give her. She probably won't do that whole time because at her age, she's probably gonna end up expiring in prison. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that update on that one. And now we're going to move over and talk about our very last story of the day. And this is going to wrap it up for us for the week's hottest topics 2021. All right, you guys. So the next story is going to be Dr. Dre and his now ex-wife Nicole Young, right? Now you guys know that they've been going through this divorce since this year. They started the divorce, or did it start last year? I don't remember. I think it might have been this year, right? Now you guys remember she said that they didn't have a prenup, right? Because at one point Dr. Dre ripped up that prenup. I'm like, Dr. Dre can rip up that prenup all he wants to, but did he go to his attorney and tell his attorney to get rid of that prenup? If he didn't, that prenup is still very much in effect, right? So they are officially divorced and they have a divorce settlement, right? So I saw people saying that, she got the raw end of the deal but I'm gonna give you guys the particulars of the divorce, right? So Nicole was awarded $100 million, right? So what Dr. Dre is gonna have to do is he's gonna have to give her 2 installment payments, right? So one will be this year and the other one will be next year, and they'll both be for a total of $50 million. But you guys know 2021 is literally over today, so it just came out this week. So he's gonna have to. So, child, Dr. Dre is really smart. Give her the 50 million this week. Give her another 50 million next week. So you honored your end of the deal, right? Because it said you have to give her 1 installment this year, 1 installment next year, and she'll have her full $100 million, right? So, also in a divorce, he is going to be giving up more than 1/5 of his fortune, right? And he's also giving up roughly half of his assets, right? So, like I said, people have been saying that she didn't do too well in divorce, right? Because people only saw 100 million. Bitch, I'll take 100 million any day, right? That ain't nothing to sneeze at because I could with 100. Do you know what I could do with $100 million? Hell, I don't even know what I could do with 100 million. I know the one thing I could do is pay off my student loans, and I would still have a whole hell of a lot of money. Because you guys don't want to know what my student loans are? $13,000. And people might be like, how? Because I've had friends ask me, how are your loans $13,000? Because I went to a community college first, and I went to the community college, did my basics at community college, and then I transferred to my university for my last 2 years of school. So that's why my loans are so low. And I wish I knew what I know now, right? I would have never taken, if I took, with those loans, I should have never kept the money that they sent me. When they sent me my refund check, I should have just sent it right back in the mail to them because I really didn't need the money. I just took the money and went and bought things that I needed. Like I bought a computer for myself and I would help my mother out, right? But I really should have just said, you know what, send this money back. Because every year, because up until my last year of college, they covered my federal loan, my FAFSA. That covered just about everything with the exception of maybe a few thousand, or even sometimes it was less than 1,000, right? It would be like about $900, right, that it wouldn't cover. I should have just said, let it cover that, and then because my schooling was $3,000, so it would cover about up to 1,000, right? Because every semester I spent about $3,000, and then I would have to get a loan to cover that, right? And I would do that, get the loan, they sent me the refund check and I would keep that bitch, and I should have sent that bitch right back, right? So also she has to move out of their Malibu home by the end of December, which today is the end of December. So she has until today to move out of the house. But she will, however, be able to retain 4 vehicles, right? It's a Rolls Royce, a Range Rover, an Escalade limo, and a Spider motorcycle, plus some of the jewelry that she had, right? Plus her jewelry. Now, Dr. Dre, he didn't do too bad in the divorce either, right? Like I said, only thing with Dr. Dre is he has to give up 100 million, right? That's 50 million per year. And like I said, if Dr. Dre is, I mean, he's a petty nigga, so that nigga might end up doing what I just said. Give her some money, because we're literally wrapping up December. Give her 50, transfer her 50 million today. Transfer her another 50 million tomorrow, and you've honored you've honored it, unless the judge put in place that you can't do that, right? But I don't know I don't know that per se. But so Dr. Dre, he keeps 7 of their properties, right? He keeps 6 cars, and he has full rights to his masters and his stock in Apple, right? So ultimately, they both made out. Dr. Dre never needs to get married again, and I know that she said that he abused her in a marriage. I don't know why any woman would want to be with Dr. Dre at this point, right? The man is a known abuser, so I can't imagine anybody wanting to be in a relationship with that. You couldn't pay me enough money to be in a relationship with someone that abuses women. If I was a woman, you couldn't pay me enough money. But you guys, those are the hot topics I went over. Those are the hot topics, you guys. So I hope you guys have a great, New Year's Eve. And I'll see you guys again in the brand new year of 2022. But before then, I just want to say Happy New Year to you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to do a video on Sunday. I'm going to do a thank you video, you guys, because Sunday will make 4 years that I've been on YouTube, right? So I'm going to do a video specifically thanking you guys. I'm just going to do a thank you video. I meant to do it when I hit 1,000, but we're going to do it now. But that's it, you guys. Like the video, leave your comments in the comment section below, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications, share the video, you guys. And I hope you guys are, I want you guys to be safe and be blessed. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't drink and drive, you guys. And I'll see you guys in 2022. Bye.